Welcome back, everyone. This is Mondo All Day, back with another video. And in this video, we'll be taking a look at two figures. This is going to be Booster Gold from the Features and Storyline, and Green Arrow from the Longbow Hunter storyline, which is one of my favorite Green Arrow stories. And it's going to be the McFarlane digital NFT, and of course, a regular DC Multiverse. As always, I'll be talking about the figures itself in terms of the articulation, sculpture, and paint, and if it's worth to purchase or not. Before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button to not support channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. So let's take a look at the box. We'll start off with Booster Gold. So this is the front of the box. This side, the back, the other side, top, and bottom. And then we'll do Green Arrow, front of the box. This side, the back, which I really like this art, the other side, top, and bottom. Alright, now let's take a look at the figure outside the box. As always, we do come with a card. The front of the card looks like for Booster Gold. The back of the card. And for Green Arrow, the digital, it comes with the card as always, and front of the card, the back of the card. And for Green Arrow, it does come with the NFT, which here it is right here. I won't show you the back of it because it gives you the code, but in the back it gives you instructions how to activate the digital version of this card, and you can just scratch off the back. You can see the code, which again I'm not going to show you because I want to keep it. And for Booster Gold, it comes with no accessories. It just comes with a flight stand. So it does not come with a regular puck stand. It comes with a flight stand, which is kind of cool, I guess. I haven't gotten these in a while. And then for Green Arrow, it comes with the long bow. I do like the long bow. I like how it has a kind of wood on it. Obviously, it's not weird wood, but you get what I'm saying. But it has a texture like wood. I wish it came with a string. And it does come with a single bow, which I like. It's nice and bright green, but you can see a little bit of light green on there, lime green, right? Little feathers right there. Unfortunately, you can't place it anywhere, so I was hoping you can kind of place it somewhere, like, you know what I mean? Like, stick it on here, that way it kind of sticks on there, so when you hold it with the Green Arrow, it makes it easier, but it doesn't. But then again, this is very, very lightweight, so I'm sure it can look fine. And of course, it comes with a bunch of arrows. You can take it off, put it back on. Similar to the single arrow, painted same green with a little bit of light lime green on here, on the feathers part. Right? And this one does come with its own digital McFarlane puck stand. Now let's take a look at Booster Gold. We'll start off with the articulation. So head, left, right, up, down, shoulder, bicep. Oof, this is very stiff, but there's bicep, elbow, wrist, torso, swivel, and then we'll do a leg as well, knees, ankle, ooh, this is very stiff, and toes as well. So overall, the articulation on this figure is actually really good overall. Now let's talk about the figure itself. And this headpiece looks really, really good. Very, very pale skin. Look at that skin. Very, very pale. But you got the little smirk on there, which looks really nice. You got the painted lips, the painted teeth on there as well too. Then you have the really, really, really thick painted glasses, which I wish, or with the visor, whatever you want to call them, I wish they were transparent, similar to the actual card itself. Something like this, right? I wish the visors were like this. That would have been really, really cool. But anyways, there's that. Then you got the nice hairstyle. You got a little bit of that blonde look to it. A little bit of like brown, light brown on it. Just a little bit to make it pop more. And again, that smirk. The smirk looks really, really, really good. I'll compare it to the previous ones and kind of get an idea how it looks like. Because I believe it's the same facial expression, but we'll take a look at it. And here's the rest of the headpiece. Here's the back. Not much to it, just plain blue, right? And so overall, the headpiece, I I think I gotta say the headpiece looks fine. It looks good. Not great, but it looks good. Then you have here the arms. The arms are just very muscle tone, but you got that nice bright paint. You got that gold paint on there. Then you got that base blue, navy blue. Then you got the gold on here as well too, which looks really, really nice. Then you got the forearms, have that same gold paint, which looks really good. Same with the hands. And here's a little bit of design right there on the forearm. And the other arm is going to be identical. Bright gold, very muscle tone, spandex-like figure. Right, same design here, but this one has a fist on the right hand, and then you got the trigger on the left hand. And then we have the upper body. Again, similar to the arms, just very muscle tone, but you do have that gold paint. The gold paint looks really, really good. I got to give credit, though. The paint is really good. And when you have a light on it, like I do right now, it just pops compared to Green Arrow. So here's the back of it. Again, very, very muscle tone. And so overall, I gotta say, it's a good looking figure. The upper body looks really good. It's just very plain looking. The one thing I do like though is the abdomen. You can kind of see it, but when you pull it back like this, see that? Kind of completes it, which is pretty cool. But unfortunately though, when you have it like normal, right? You can't really tell. So I wish it was painted more down, but there you go. See that? So I do like that. Very subtle. Very defined abs. And so, overall, the upper body on this figure, it's good. It's very spandex-like, not much to it. Very clean, plain looking, something we've seen before. But again, that gold paint is going to be the standout. The headpiece itself, it's fine, but the gold paint, I'm telling you, looks really good. I do like the little star right here, and a little blue right there as well, too. Does he do squats? Somewhat squats. Here is the back of the legs, the hamstrings. Very, very plain. Not much to it in the back of the hamstring. There is the calves. Again, very plain looking. Not much to it. Then as well as the front of the feet or the shins. There's the feet and the shins. You can kind of see a design there. Again, the lower body is just kind of plain looking. I wish there was more to it. Maybe added something to it. I know he's very plain looking. I know. But just add a little bit more to it. There's the thigh muscle, some definition on the thigh muscle, and of course typical underwear. And so overall, this figure itself, it's fine. It's one of those figures to where if you're a hardcore Booster Gold fan, definitely get this. If not, you can either get this one or get the 2-pack one, which again I'll compare it in a bit. But I will say though that gold paint does stand out. It looks really, really good. But unfortunately, it's only in the upper body. The rest of the body is, well, as you can see, not much to it. But the gold paint looks solid, and the headpiece is fine. So, overall, the figure, it's cool. I like it. I'll talk about the price in a bit. But so far, this figure, I gotta say, it's cool. Now, let's talk about Green Arrow. So, we'll start off with the articulation. So, head, it does hit here and here because of the actual hoodie. And the hoodie is not removable because when you actually pull it back, you can see there's no design on the hair. So just so you know that. And in terms of up, down, there is some. It's not the greatest, but it's some. Shoulder articulation, bicep, elbow, wrist. Torso is non-existent. Wow. There is swivel-ish. There is some swivel. And then we'll do leg articulation. It does hit right here. Keep that in mind. Knees. Ankle. Toes as well. So overall, the articulation on this figure, it's not the greatest compared to Booster Gold. I mean, torso's limited. The leg is limited because of right here, the actual costume design. And of course the head as well too, because it does hit right here in the hoodie part. But I will say though, the headpiece is really darn good. One, you got, look at the headpiece itself. I do like this whole mask right here. It gets similar to the comics. It does not have a white eye. It has regular eyes. You know me, I prefer white eyes, but this is fine though overall. But you got that painted beard, right? Look at that. The mustache as well too. I do like how it's like blonde color, but then a little bit of white, give it the extra look to it. And again, a little bit of design on the hair. As I mentioned, when you pull it back, there's no design, which is a bit unfortunate because I wish McFarlane would have included the hair design. That way we can pull it back. That would be really cool. But anyways, you can see a little bit of the hairstyle on the sides, right? But the face paint is really good. You got the painted lips on there, a little bit of the nose and a little bit of the cheek. You can see that grin on his face as well too. Again, the headpiece itself, it is solid. Really good job, McFarlane, with the headpiece and the facial expression for Green Arrow. This is a really good looking headpiece for Green Arrow. Just the fact that it's a bit limited on the articulation part, but the sculpturing paint is solid. Then you have here the arms. It's just very baggy clothes, right? Not much to it, just lime green. Then you have here, which is supposed to be like brownish. I don't know what color this is, like a pinkish brownish. Right here, I'm supposed to be like the skin. You can see kind of like a skin tone. I'm assuming. I could be wrong, but yeah, I think it is. I think it's supposed to be like a skin tone. So at least there's that. This has like a leather look to it. Obviously, it's not leather, but you get what I'm saying. And then on this hand, it's going to be that trigger hand, right? And then this hand is going to be the where you actually pull the bow from the arrow, which I like this. This is cool, but there's no string. So it's not a deal breaker, but it's like, okay, you had it there, but where's the string? Anyways, and the other arm is going to be similar to the left side. It's going to be baggy clothes, right? Not much to it. And then it has a leather look to it. Now, the one thing I noticed right now, too, is, I don't know if my camera can pick it up, but it is a little bit of shading on there, like shadowing paint. Look at that black right there. You see that right there? And I gotta say, that makes it pop more. It looks like it's being used. It's actually dirty. And the more I notice it on the hands, I'm also noticing it right here too. In the upper body, you can see that shadowing paint on there, or the smudge paint. So it makes it look like it's been used, not just clean. You can see it here on the hoodie as well too. And again, has that leather look to it. Here's the quiver. I do like the design, the sculpture on it. It looks really, really good. More of that leather look to it. And it just looks really good overall. And of course, that black showing paint around here. You see that? Really good looking figure. Then you have here the strap for it. And then you have the painted here for the laces as well too. And so overall, the upper body on this figure, I think it's a really good looking figure. I say I think because I know a lot of people don't like the very bright Green Arrow paint. But again, this is a more classic looking figure. It's from the 80s. I made an overview of the Omnibus, which I have a link to it to the right. So the book itself is really good. The story is really, really good. I highly recommend reading it. And I'm telling you, when you read that comic, you're going to be wanting this figure. I'm telling you, when they first announced this figure, I was like, no way. And then they announced it and they showcased it. Easily pre-order when it came out. So yeah, man, I'm telling you, the story is really good. And so if you read that comic, you'll definitely be getting this. So overall, the upper body looks really good. Again, the shadowing paint looks nice. Then you have the headpiece, looks really good. I'm telling you, it looks much better in person. Just look at that. It looks way better. I'm sorry, people are gonna hate me for this, but this looks way better, the headpiece, compared to this one. This kind of looks good, but kind of plain. This just pops more. Just looks much better. Does he do squats? Well, we can't tell, but if you lift this up, and no squats. Here's the back of the legs, just very baggy clothes, not much to it. It is expected because of, if you read the comic, you know what I'm talking about in terms of the costume design. Here is the back of the feet, or the legs, I should say, the boot. You got more of that black paint on here. It looks really, really nice. Here is the side of it as well, too. You can see it more here, what I'm referring to, right? That black little paint. It makes it pop a bit more. It's not just green. It's green, but having that shadowing paint just makes it look really, really good. Here's the front of the shins, the knees, and the legs. The legs are just regular pants. Not much to it. It's not spandex, more just pants. A little bit of baggy design right here. You can see it perfectly what I'm referring to. And here's the painted gold, green for the Green Arrow, of course. And so, overall, this figure, I'm sorry, this is top notch. Probably the best Green Arrow figure McFarlane made so far. I know the Injustice 2 one is really good, which I'll compare it in a bit. But to me, this is more classic looking. And I'm telling you, when you read that comic, you're going to love this version of Green Arrow. Because the comic is so, so damn good. But this figure looks good. The bright colors, it's not for everyone, I admit, but the headpiece looks solid, and again, more classic looking Green Arrow. But you gotta admit, the design, the sculpture, and the paints used just, in my opinion, looks much better compared to this one. But to each their own, right? But of course, the main question is it really worth it? Should you go out and get these figures? I'll start off with Booster Gold. For the price of 23 bucks, honestly, I would just say wait for a sale for Booster Gold. I don't hate the figure. I think it's a cool figure. The only stat is going to be the gold paint. Apart from that, it's a very clean, plain looking figure. No extra accessories, just the fly stand. And so for 23 bucks, I say wait for a sale for like 15. 23 is more of like, sure. 15, I think it's a better deal for it. Green Arrow for $25. Heck yeah. The headpiece, I'm telling you, you gotta see the headpiece. When you see the headpiece in person, you're gonna be glad you got it. So you got the headpiece, you got the shadowing paint, then you have the accessory, which is the longbow, the arrows, and the single arrow, and the NFT for $25. I think that's a good deal for it. Apart from the price, though, what I think about the figures itself. Booster Gold, as I mentioned, it's cool. I'm glad we have one, but Green Arrow, heck yeah. The moment it came up for pre-order, exactly when I actually entered my pre-order via McFarlane website. So overall, what do I give these figures? For Booster Gold, for the price, I want to clarify, for the price, I'm going to give it a thumbs down, because at the end of the day, for the value for money, you're not really getting much. If it came with an extra pair of hands or just something else, I can say, yeah, it's worth the price at least. But for 23 bucks, no. 20 is more fair. 23 is, I don't see the deal. 15, yes. For Green Arrow, thumbs up for me. The paint, the shadowing paint, the headpiece looks solid. I'm telling you, this headpiece looks way much better in person. When you see images online, it looks good. But when I'm telling you, see this in person, yeah, you can see why I give it a thumbs up. So once again, Booster Gold, thumb down because of the price. Green Arrow, thumbs up for me. Here we have Booster Gold, and Booster Gold, this is going to be Booster Gold from the 2-pack figure, which came with, what's his name, Blue Beetle, and of course, Booster Gold DC Multiverse. Now, obviously, the paint's going to be a lot better on this one because of the gold and the blue. In terms of the sculpture design, they're identical. Even the headpiece itself, well, it's a little bit different. A little bit, just small, a smudge. Like the hair is a little bit different. But though, I will say though, this is why I still think Green Arrow has a way better headpiece compared to this one, because look at the face paint, right? Hopefully my camera can pick it up, so I want to get it up close. So in terms of the actual expression on the face, you can see the same. But I don't know if my camera can pick it up. Look at the cheekbone on this one right here. The cheekbone, right? Look at that right there, painted pink, right? Makes it pop a little bit. Look at this one. You can't really tell. It's very subtle. I'm not too sure if my camera's picking it up, but I'm telling you, this headpiece is much better than this one, because this one, it just has that pale paint to it, and there's no really paint on the cheek. This one has a painted cheek, a little bit of pink. That very subtle pink paint, I'm telling you, makes it pop more. So out of these two, which one do I prefer? This one, you could probably swap the headpiece from this one to here and make this figure a lot better, because I do like the paint on here, the gold paint. But that cheekbone paint, I'm telling you, when you see it in person, I can't see if I'll see if I can do it again. Let me see. We can do something like this. There you go. You can see perfectly right there. Look at that. See that? Look at the cheekbone right there. Pink. Look at this one. There's nothing there. Just plain. You see that perfectly right there. That's why this is cool, but for 23 bucks, no way. This one though, this was 23 bucks with that extra paint on the cheekbone. Okay, I'm kind of leaning toward maybe yeah, but there you go. And since we're talking about Booster Gold, we also got to talk about Blue Beetle. This is going to be Blue Beetle from the 2-pack, and of course, Booster Gold. Again, you can see perfectly clear what I mean in terms of the pale skin tone, right? Look at this. Just look at this. You can see, look at this. It's hugely bright, right? But this one, you can see that pink paint on it. So it gives it that look of realism. This one just looks extremely pale, like it didn't go out in the sun for like a whole 2 years or so. And in terms of the paint, yeah, they don't work very well. It's because, one, that gold paint does pop and the blue paint does pop. And you can see next to each other, this one pops out a lot more. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't look bad. It's just the base paint, yeah, this is a lot brighter. It doesn't work well. But nonetheless, Blue Beetle next to, well, Booster Gold. Here we have Green Arrow from the Injustice 2 wave. And, of course, Green Arrow, the digital Longbow Hunter storyline. Yes, I still will say this is probably a far better Green Arrow compared to this one. Don't get me wrong, this is cool. I like it. They're dark tone colors, right? It's not bad. It's just kind of, it doesn't pop. This one, it definitely grabs your attention. But when you look at the headpiece, this is cool. This is far better. Look at the difference. I'm going to zoom in again. Bring him in closely so you can see what I mean. Right? Look at the face paint. There you go. Let's see if I can do... Not the best, but you get what I'm saying. Look at that. This is very, 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 very toyetic-ish. I don't know if that makes any sense. Very plain, right? Not much to it. But look at this one, though. Look at this Green Arrow. Look at all that detail. It just makes it look it's real. Obviously, it's not, but you get what I'm saying. And then this one looks like a toy. So, again, to me, out of these two, I definitely prefer this Green Arrow compared to this one right here. This was cool at its time. This one to me is a far, far better one. The bright colors, the shadowing paint, and the headpiece itself, the paint, just look way much better compared to this one. Don't get me wrong, I like this one's cool, but this is way better. And since we're talking about bright color figures, here we have a classic looking Hawkman figure. This is a collection edition. And of course, Green Arrow, more classic looking figures, and these two work very, very well. So if you're thinking of maybe building a more classic theme Justice League, maybe incorporating the Batman Detective Comics Batman collection edition figure, or the regular DC Multiverse figure, boom, you can incorporate this Green Arrow with this particular Hawkman. It works very well. The bright greens just work together. So again, if you have this Hawkman Platinum Edition, Collector's Edition, boom. Get this Green Arrow. It works very well to complete your classic-looking Justice League Classic Edition figures. Here we have Captain Atom. This is going to be Captain Atom from the, I believe it's DC Classics. I can't remember. I know it's Walmart exclusive gold label. And, of course, Booster Gold and Green Arrow. As you can tell, yes, these are pretty much not the same, but you get what I'm saying. The torso, the arms, the hands are going to be a little different. I know this one has, like, actually, you know, I think it's going to be the same thing in terms of the hands. The headpiece obviously is different, and of course the paint. Then we have here Green Arrow. Yeah, man. So again, I want to show you another Justice League member character, but this time very bright colors. This works very well, right? This, it kind of works. So if you want to do a Justice League modernish look or display, this does work very well. This one is not the best one, but so far it's probably still the best one because we haven't gotten a Green Arrow that's more comic accurate, more from like New 52 era or DC Rebirth. So McFarlane, if you're watching this, make another Green Arrow figure that's more modern. So, but nonetheless, Captain Atom next to two other Justice League members, Booster Gold and Green Arrow. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree with these figures? Do you plan on purchasing these figures? Leave it in the comment section below. As always, make sure you hit the subscribe button to not support the channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. This includes an overview of Booster Gold from the Futures End storyline and Green Arrow from the Digital Collection McFarlane Longbow Hunter storyline. And on to the next one.